So if you haven't seen Fnaf Security Breach yet, or haven't played it for whatever reason, then I highly recommend you do, because it is just a really fun game, and I wanted to make this video about it and as a review after playing it. So if you don't know the whole FNAF lore leading up to this point, then I highly recommend you go watch videos explaining that. And if you don't want spoilers of FNAF Security Breach, then this is not the video to be watching, because I will be talking about it. And so yeah, let's just get right into it. So basically, the storyline of this game is that you are Gregory, and he's a little boy, and he gets stuck in the mall, which is the security breach area. And all of a sudden, all of the animatronics besides Freddy are attacking him, and he has to destroy them to get their upgrades to upgrade Freddy and eventually escape, while the security guard is also trying to attack him. There are multiple endings, and it's really fun because the game lets you decide how you want to play the game. Like, you can choose to destroy one animatronic or the other, or just do both. And it even lets you pick, like, a camera or a gun to disarm or stun the animatronics, so that's really cool too. And overall, the graphics of it are really good, but it's not perfect yet because there still are a lot of bugs. I ran into a lot of bugs, like I was falling through the map sometimes when running into a room too quick. There was like blurry posters, and the save thing was blurry too. And yeah, there's just a lot of bugs and glitches, so I can't really be too mad about that because I hope they're going to be patched soon. But overall, the game was really good and I really liked it. I liked the storyline too, that was really good. But first, let's talk about the bugs and glitches, because I know that is a main problem. A lot of people are not playing it yet, and why people are complaining about the game. So yes, the game just came out not too long ago, and it has been out for a while. And I know that by now they should have patched most of the bugs, but I don't know if they're gonna patch any of the bugs, so I can't really tell you if they're gonna patch anything or not. But the bugs don't really affect the gameplay, I mean, not that much. Sure, you might see some things that are blurry, or the animatronics might not work well, or whatever, but overall, you can ignore the bugs and glitches and play the game properly if you want, but that's totally up to you. Another thing that bothered me was the fact that once you beat the game, there's nothing really to do unless you want to restart and play the game all over again to try and get the other endings. But even then, there's not really that much different you can do. Sure, you can destroy other animatronics that you might have not have destroyed, and you can try to get all of the achievements and stuff, and that's fine. But I mean, overall, once you're done playing the game, there's not really a lot to do, so you're just sitting there with like a $40 game or whatever, however much the game costed, and now there's not really anything to do with it. So I hope they come out with DLCs and maybe something else to do with the game for those people who bought the game and finished it so quickly, because the game is $40 to $50 more or less, and it would be really sad to see them not really do anything with it. I have heard they are going to make some like DLCs or whatever. I don't know much about that. But if they do make something else that goes with the game, then that will be really cool, because I don't like buying video games that once you beat them, the game is just over, and so now you're just sitting there with a $40 game on your laptop, PlayStation, or whatever you play on, because that just seems like a waste of money. You're just going to play it once and then that'll be it. And another thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that the storyline is kind of questionable. I mean, sure, you can kind of fill in the gaps, like when it talks about Bonnie, like, disappearing, you can kind of fill in the gaps and think, oh, well, Monty probably killed him. But we never get any actual evidence that Monty did kill Bonnie. So there are a few gaps in the storyline with this new game like that. And I hope they fix the gaps soon, maybe in another game or a DLC. And the fact that they brought Springtrap back again was kind of cool. I don't know if he's dead. If they do make another game, they might not use him. I hope they don't, because it really seems like they're kind of milking him for money at this point. And I doubt they'll make another video game. They might just make more DLCs off of Security Breach. But if they do make another game, it might be interesting to see how they do that. Or it'll just be like, oh, we're milking the game franchise for money because it does really well. But I really hope they don't milk the games out, because it's a really good franchise, and I hate it when a good franchise just continues to milk whatever product that does well for them, because it's kind of abusive to the product and it makes people not like it anymore. So I really hope they don't milk this franchise. But if they do figure out how to make another game without milking it, then that would be really interesting to see. But on a more positive note, the graphics are beautiful when there's not a lot of glitches, and I really felt connected to the characters while playing them, not just Gregory, but also to Monty, Sun, and Moon, and I just really liked how they were portrayed. I felt like their appearance and personality fit in really well with their character design, but it's really sad that there's not more that happens with the other characters besides Freddy and Gregory, because I think it would be really cool if there was more interaction with the other characters, because overall in the game you rarely see them. You only see them if they're like constantly jump scaring you, or if you have mods or something that makes them not attack you or whatever. So if they make a DLC that makes them positive, I think that would really be cool, because overall in the game you don't really get to see them well and to see how they act without being aggressive toward you, and I really am kind of sad that there wasn't more things involved with the other characters. They were kind of just there to scare you until you kill them or just get away from them for the level. And another thing that I noticed was that some levels were absolutely hard to beat, no matter what you did. And for me, it was the chase scene with DJ Music Man chasing you down the long hallway, throwing stuff at you. And I know the game shouldn't be like completely easy, or that would just make it boring, but I felt like that level was just way harder than it was. And the fact that the map was way too dark to see anything was really hard too. But I know there's ways that you can alter the settings to make it brighter, but I mean, still, the whole game is just way too dark to see. And when you're actually trying to do something, it's just way too dark, and they always throw like 50 or so bosses at you while you're trying to do stuff. That whole Music Man level was just so annoying, not just because of Music Man constantly killing me, but the amount of security bots they placed throughout that area. Like, I couldn't even go 1 second without being constantly attacked by one of those security bots, and it just got to the point where I was almost about to just delete Security Breach off my PS4 because I was just so annoyed. And I know people are gonna say, oh, you should have been stealthier, and oh, there's ways around that. Sure, there might be ways around that, but I mean, that was just way too many security bots for one, area. And the fact that they would constantly see you no matter what you did was just annoying too. So yeah, would I recommend this to somebody? Sure. Would I rate this out of 5 stars? Maybe a 3.5, 4 on a good day. But I mean, for right now, it's not that good because there's a lot of glitches. There's a lot of areas where it's just way too hard and stressful to play in. And after you beat the game, there's not really much to do. So hopefully in the future they will fix all of these glitches and maybe add some DLCs to make the game more fun after you beat it. Because I couldn't even beat the game properly because when I wanted to do the ending where you save Vanessa and Gregory, that you're supposed to play like the Princess Arcade game 2 or 1 or whatever, that one didn't even work. So I went to press the button on her desk and I was just left with a black screen as the ending while the audio played while I was staring at the black screen. So that was really disappointing that I didn't even get to see the ending. But yeah, I can't really complain about all the glitches right now because I hope they're going to fix them in the future. But if you're one of those people that are not playing it due to the glitches and stuff, I really recommend you play it. Even if there are glitches and even if they are not gonna fix it, it's still a really fun game. And the glitches kind of give it a little bit of humor to it because it's really funny glitching in places and watching the animatronics act so mad because they can't get to you, whatever. But yeah, this was just me reviewing the game. I think it's a really good game. I think it's a really good franchise. I think they kind of wrapped up the whole FNAF franchise in this game, so I don't think they should make another game. But if they do, then that would be really interesting, and I really hope in the future they make this game more fun to play with after you beat the game.